welcome to the 7th round of the Academy series. Today we are at Baku in Azerbaijan, and I'm here with my co-commentator Dan Hutt.
Hello guys.
And on the cameras we have Tom Stevens this time, and I'm sure he will do a good job as well. We are about to head into qualifying for this round, and it's Sean Jones in practice who has been the quickest. He's 0.9 seconds faster than Ryan Elliott in second place. Dan, do you think he will be a challenger for the pole position?
Yeah, for sure. If you show that pace already, I think that's one of the quickest laps now shown in practice. So we'll see, Wopke.
Yeah, and I think we are just moving over to qualifying now. We are actually running private qualifying from now on in Academy Series. That's new. Do you think it will change the way the drivers approach the qualifying, Dan, or will it be a little bit of the same as usual?
Well, it's quite different, of course, because if you have private qualifying, you can escape when you want to, but also you're not stuck in traffic, so you can head out when you want to. You can do your own laps. You don't have to care about other drivers on track. So that's the easy thing. But of course, the spectacle of having other drivers on track, yeah, that's a bit less. But yeah, it's nice to have it as a driver.
Yeah, I agree with you in that sense as well. I think it's a bit easier for the academy drivers as well to set their laps, because some of them, of course, very new to sim racing, and it's always going to be difficult to set a good lap, especially with traffic around. People might run into each other. The pace difference between people might be a little bit big compared to like the higher series. So
Indeed.
yeah, I think it's a fair option, and we will see as drivers are doing their outlap. There is no need to wait now, of course. Oh, Sean Jones in the castle section hit the wall quite hard on his outlap as well.
Yeah, that's not a good one. I had that during the race and spun myself around in the castle section. I can say that that's not pleasant, and it ruins your whole lap. And for me, in that case, it ruined my whole race. So that's not a spot where you want to hit the barrier.
No, exactly, and he's gone back to the pits, so that's already like 1.5 minutes he's wasted basically on doing nothing now. So I would say he needs to take a little bit more care in the outlap, especially as Ryan Elliott is actually coming onto the straight now to start his hot lap. Will be the first hot lap of this qualifying session. But yeah, that's of course the castle section really tight, and like you said, it's really easy to hit the wall there. But not very nice to hit the wall there.
No, it ruins your whole race, and maybe also some of others if you don't get it right. Oh, running a bit wide, Ryan Elliott, but still makes the corner.
Yeah, just about. I really thought he was going to run into the wall there maybe, but that's the thing about street circuits. Of course, you have to run close to the wall.
Yeah, it's really nice to drive on street circuits. It's something else. You don't have the opportunity to run wide as he approaches turn 4 over here. Takes it a bit wide.
Yeah, but in the end, I think the first lap is always going to be a sort of a banker lap, which is why I was surprised with Sean Jones crashing in the. Sorry, what did you see?
Yeah, he made a little slide into that corner. He lost the rear end, but caught it. But like you said, it's a banker lap. You just have to put the lap time in, and then like Sean Jones did a good lap in practice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can do the really fast lap. You can do it at the end. You just need to make sure you have a good lap time, because especially at a track like this, if you have to come from the back of the field, it's always going to be difficult. Sean Jones has made his outlap this time without touching the wall, I think. So that's good for him. And Ryan Elliott is just coming up to the last corner already. So that just shows you how much Sean Jones has lost, really, by touching the wall in that outlap as well. And I think a lot of times will be starting to come in now, with Ryan Elliott probably being the first, I expect.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of time swapping in, because everyone left the pit pit lane at the same time, of course, because it's private qualifying. So will be kind of hard to keep up, probably.
Let's see. Yeah, Ryan Elliott. Oh, Patricker Magnussen currently going fastest. He's one of the guys who's running. Yeah, the last rounds he was running quite an. Oh, Ryan Elliott hitting the wall, but he's running in front of the field, so that's a good thing for Patricker. Good quality for now.
And Dan Hijack with some weird letters in his name. I don't think R-Factor translated his name well.
Nope.
He's in second place. Oh, Marco Furlich goes to second now. But he's in third place now, so he also set a very good lap time. And yeah, actually, I think Sean Jones has gone half a second quicker in practice than Patricker Magnussen has gone so far in qualifying. So he's yeah, he's going purple as well. So he should be possibly going for the fastest lap. He's actually not sure how much he's quicker. He's not much quicker, although yeah, it's about a tenth so far on Patricker Magnussen. So now it's just straight. You can't really lose much time here, depending on your wing settings mainly.
Currently also setting the second sector purple, so he's doing a really good job. Now approaching the start-finish line. Let's see what he can do. And it's professional pole for Sean Jones, only a tenth quicker than Patricker Magnussen, so that can be really fun to watch.
Teun Lauer is actually gone purple in Sector 2 as well. He's about 2/10 of Sean Jones's time, so that will promote him up to probably P3. And he's on the straight now, so let's see if he can actually improve his lap. Can he make it to third place or maybe even higher? And yes, he can. Third place for him. 2/10 off, like I predicted as well. So that's a really good lap by Teun Lauer. I don't think I've seen him before, so it's always good to see some new names. Of course, I've missed a few rounds, so maybe he has actually been here before. But
a fun fact is that Sean Jones put the fastest qualifying time in, but it seems to be that he doesn't. He isn't the quickest on the straights. He misses 4 kilometers out on Patricker Magnussen and the guys behind him, so that can be quite interesting during the race.
Yeah, that could definitely be interesting. Sean Jones, though, purple in Sector 1. And this time, he's actually gone about 3.5 tenths faster than his previous lap. So he's really going faster now as he comes up to already the last corner, I think, again. And he's gone exactly the same Sector 2 time as well as before. So 3.5 tenths, he can go quicker. And maybe he can also carry some more speed, because maybe he made a mistake. That could also be possible.
Yeah, let's see what Sean Jones can do. As Patricker Magnussen started his lap now. And he's already 1.2 seconds off on Sean Jones' first sector time, or I mean 4 tenths.
Yeah, and Sean Jones has made it 57.1, so it's a really good lap, 4 tenths quicker than Patricker Magnussen. And even though Magnussen is improving in his first sector, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Sean Jones might have this one in the pocket. I think he's mainly gaining in the first sector because it's the most technical bit, I think.
Yeah. On the braking, it's the most technical part. Yes. As Patricker Magnussen, yeah. Like you wanted to say, is going purple in Sector 2.
Yeah, he went purple in Sector 2, but also he hit the wall. Going onto the straight, like in the S corner on the straight, he hit the wall a little bit. He does go quicker though, and he's within a tenth of Sean Jones, so that's interesting. And I think he has less wing on that car, and that's why he's going quicker in Sector 2 and Sector 3. And yeah, that could be interesting in the race, like you said as well.
Yeah, if Patricker can gain some time in the first sector, he may go on pole position for this round. Or for the first race of this round.
Yeah, exactly. And even if he starts second place, we've seen it before. Of course, you missed the last round, but in Korea as well, we had Ruben Macheda and Patrick Magnussen in P1 and P2. And, well, Patrick Magnussen had a lot less wing than Ruben Macheda. And actually, he went ahead in the first lap. And after that, Ruben Macheda had a really tough time overtaking him. As Ryan Elliott goes to third now, he improves and he's just under half a second off Sean Jones. So yeah, lower wings could actually be really good for Patrick Magnussen. Sorry.
Stone Lauer goes quicker in the first sector than Ryan Elliott, so he's also going on a good run already.
And that's actually a really good first sector. Yeah, that's even 2 times quicker than Patrick Magnussen. So if he can keep it up, this could be a good lap time. Oh, he's not had the greatest sector 2. So I think he's going to be around the same lap time as he was before. We'll see. Maybe he will improve a little bit. And every thousandth of a second counts, of course, even in this series.
Yeah, yes, indeed. It can be really close at the top of this series.
And there he comes. He goes to third, actually. Yeah, he has had a very good third sector, and he's gone to third 2.5 tenths slower than Sean Jones, but still a very good lap time, and actually 3 tenths quicker than he was before. So a really good lap time by Stone Lauer.
In the meantime, Ryan Elliott improves with 2 tenths already in the first sector again, so he may overtake that spot again on Lauer.
Yeah, this
and
is gonna...
Patrick Kerr.
Oh, sorry, Patrick Kerr. Yeah, Patrick Kerr.
Ooh, Elliott with a purple sector too.
Oh, this could be a very good lap for Ryan Elliott. Of course, he was a little bit slower than Sean Jones in the first sector, but his second sector has been really good. And if he manages to set a good sector 3, he could go to pole position. Here he comes. And he doesn't make it. He's made a mistake in the final sector, actually. I missed that. But let's quickly have a look what he has done. Because that is not a very good third sector, actually.
He hit the wall somewhere.
Oh, yeah. No. He went a little bit wide going into the last corner onto the straight. He actually went a little bit wide and the car was sliding, so he couldn't put the power down, and that's why he lost about half a second.
Sean Jones now going purple in the second sector. Let's see what he can do. And he goes to a 56.9. The first one in the 56s.
Yeah, that's a very good lap time, and with 3 minutes to go, it's going to be very tough for people to beat it. Although, I say that, Patrick Magnussen is actually going green as well in Sector 1, with a very good sector time. His second sector is a bit worse than Sean Jones's second sector, but he's still improving, so let's see if he can set a good lap time.
Yeah, if he nailed the third sector, it could be pole position.
Yeah, exactly. It's really tight in the front field, really. If you look at it, it's actually yeah, amazing. I'm really happy with this field as well. And he goes second, but really close.
Yeah, it's minimal margins over here right now.
Yeah, exactly. And on such a long track as well, it's really amazing to see. And also interesting with the different setups, probably, for those people that they are still setting nearly the same lap time.
Yeah, As Sean Jones goes purple again in Sector 1, with even a faster time.
Yeah, that's a really good sector time. Sector 2 not so good though, but I think he's still gaining on his own time, so let's see how his Sector 3 goes.
If he can gain 2 tenths in Sector 3, he may have a shot at a quicker lap time, yeah.
Ooh, he actually had a little bit of contact with the wall on the inside. And that may have cost him ever so slightly. Maybe not much, but every little touch, I mean, it costs you 1 or 2 kilometers an hour on the straight. He does go quicker though, so yeah, a 56.8, so that's a really good lap time.
Yeah, it's funny to see how these guys. Sean Jones goes on the inside on the main straight, and a lot of guys go on the outside line. I don't know if he gains something with it, but it's funny to see that he's the only one doing it.
Yeah, he's. I think he's trying to make the line as short as possible, and I think it might actually be gaining him a little bit of time, ever so slightly, but not that much probably. It's not going to be a massive difference. But hey, we're racing, so it's all about the tiny margins. So
yeah,
at least he's trying it. Yeah. And, further down, we have a lot of people still setting lap times as well. Sean Jones has gone to the pit lane, so he's finished. Teun Lauer is in the pit lane as well, so he's finished as well. And we only have 15 seconds to go. And then people can still finish their laps, of course, but no more than that. That's everything they can do. Patrick Magnussen starting his lap time now. Just in time, actually. Oh, he crossed the line with like 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, sometimes you need to get it at the minimal time left to show everyone you're the fastest.
And Ryan Elliott is in a lap as well. He's going through the castle section right now. He's actually a bit slower in the first sector already. And Patrick Magnussen as well. I just watched him going through the second corner and he already hit the wall a little bit. Like, not much, but he was brushing it really. And that just shows you how hard these guys are pushing. So Ryan Elliott going up to the second sector split now. And he's not going quicker, so he's not going to be improving. Oh, he actually runs wide as well. Yeah, so that's his lap over. So he will be in P4 at best. The man we need to watch is probably Patrick Magnussen. He didn't set the quickest first sector, but he's only 15 thousandths off compared to his personal best, so he can still improve.
Yeah, a lot of the guys who are in the top 10 now are already in.
Yeah, we still
a
have
lot of guys finished. Yeah.
Actually, everyone in the top 10 except for Patrick Magnussen is in the pits. And the only other guy who's still really driving is Stijn Fitter, but let's have a look at Patrick Magnussen, who set a quickest sector 2.
Let's see what he can do with his higher top speed.
Yeah, exactly, he's coming up to the line now. Opens the DRS. And yeah, you need to do that just in time as well, so to maximize the speed gain you get. Oh, and he goes to pole position.
What a good lap from Magnussen. Only 500ths of a second quicker than Sean Jones.
Yeah, and those two guys are really close together, but they have set a lap time that's half a second quicker than the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Stijn Fitter went to 9th place as well, so he had a good improvement as well. And I think that's everyone finished right now, because the only guy who's still out on track is Maciej Klusz, and he is already finished his lap, I think. So we're moving on to warm-up now, but what a session, and what a lap by Patrick Magnussen there. And here we have the results as well, I think, for qualifying. It's Patrick Magnussen on pole, Sean Jones, Teun Lauer, Ryan Elliott. Then we have Marco Fröhlich in 5th. We have Remco de Zeeuw, Dan Hajek, Justin Ruan, Stijn Fitter, and Stan Vlietstra rounding out the top 10. So Stan Vlietstra making the top 10 again. And yeah, that's the top 10. And now we're on to warm-up, so we have a little bit of a break for the guys as well. Some people will be going for a toilet break right now. Other people will be testing the car on high fuel. Because it's always going to be a lot different than when you have driven a few qualifying laps and then you need to suddenly race on race fuel again.
Yeah, the car feels really heavy, maybe a bit slow on the straights, and also in the corners the car, of course, doesn't steer in as much as you're used to in the quali. So Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who has the best race setup for this race?
Exactly, and that's exactly where the higher downforce package of Sean Jones might come into play compared to the lower downforce of Patrick or Magnussen. So yeah, that's one thing. Sorry.
Yeah, if he can pull away outside of the DRS zone, then and he can pull away in the middle sectors, it can be a good race for Sean Jones if he has a good start. But if Patrick can stay in front with his high downforce or with his lower downforce or rear wing, then it may be a bit hard for Sean Jones to keep up with him.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be the tough bit for Sean Jones, trying to get past Magnussen and then staying ahead of him as well. And yeah, that's going to be a fascinating battle, I believe, for P1. And of course, if these two start battling, I think there's a lot of people behind who aren't that far behind in like pace-wise. So I think they still have a shot at the win as well.
Yeah, of course, always. Last year I raced here myself, and I was being P2 at the moment in the first race of the FC. And I hit the wall in the castle section with only 3 laps to go, and it's such a bummer at that moment. But yeah, Mike Bell took his maiden first podium, and he was really happy about it. But yeah, everything can happen during the race. You never know. It's Baku.
Yeah, exactly, and the walls are really close to the track, so it's gonna be very tight, and the battles are gonna be very tough. Of course, you don't want to end up in the wall, like we saw Sean Jones actually do in the outlap of his qualifying lap. So yeah, he will be a little bit more careful, I think, through the castle section now.
Yeah.
I think as a driver, Teun Lauer now going into that wall as well. I think that spot might be causing a huge problem in the first lap. If someone hits the wall there, it could be a big pileup if people don't watch out. So hopefully people are careful. Yeah, that's all I can say. Really, hopefully people are careful, because there's not really much room there to avoid the car as well.
What the tricky part is about the castle section is just braking enough. You want to take as much speed in, and you can also not hit the curb on the outside, because if you hit that curb you will spin, and the curb on the inside of the castle section also causes issues because it bumps you to the outside. So it will be quite interesting what will happen during the first laps, like you said.
Yeah, exactly, and it's very tight. Like the racing track is not very wide there, just over 1 car width, I think, maybe 2 car widths if you are lucky. But if a car is like spinning and he's sideways, then I don't think there's much room for other cars to get past.
Yes, indeed.
We see some people doing laps as well, yeah, like we expected. All of them probably on race fuel, just to get a feeling for the car. Yeah, how do you actually prepare in warm-up usually when you have a race coming up? As we can't hear Dan right now. So I will actually tell you guys how I prepare for the races myself. Yeah, so I usually tend to go for a quick toilet break, because the races, of course, you can't go to the toilet during the race. And then after that, I usually tend to do like 1 or 2 laps maybe on the race field, just to get a little bit of feeling for the car, so you don't push too hard in the first lap. And after that, I just take a tiny break. Just sit and relax, prepare yourself like mentally as well for the race, because it's going to be a tough one for most people, especially here. You need all the concentration you can to avoid making mistakes, and this is going to be a long battle. I hope Dan will be returning soon, and we can have him here for the race, but I haven't heard him for a bit. There's people coming in with lap time so far. Marco Furlich has set the quickest lap on race fuel. Although that doesn't really say much because Sean Jones is in the pit lane and Patrick Magnussen is actually driving right now. But he hasn't done anything but outlaps so far. Some people actually try to practice the starts as well because they want to get the best launch of the grid, which I think is a very good idea, especially if you don't race much in these cars. You need to make sure you know the starting procedure is the best way to get off the line.
Yeah, indeed. I don't know if these cars have launch control this year. Last year they had.
I actually don't know as well, but I think they have. But actually, in Thailand, we had some cars with issues as well. They actually...
yeah, they stalled, right?
Yeah, they stalled, yeah. So that was an issue. We didn't see it in Korea, so maybe the drivers who had it have fixed it and it's no longer an issue. I think it's not really a common issue you see with these cars, but it happened to 2 drivers there, so...
Yeah, there was quite a pile-up on the start-finish line over there, too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why exactly some people who are new here, they need to make sure they know the starting procedure, and therefore it can be a good idea for people to do 1 or 2 practice starts. Make sure you got all the buttons set up you need to set up, and yeah, make sure you're ready to go.
I think the time Marco Furlich said right now, the 58.5 will be race pace for the front runners of this race. So yeah, they will be driving around 58.5s, maybe lower during the race, but that will be quite interesting. That's already faster than a second faster than a lot of guys over here. For example, Stan Vliestra was doing 59.5, so and he's on 10th place.
Yeah, so that's a big difference, and I think it's not only about how quick can you go, but it's also about how consistently can you set those lap times without hitting the wall. Because even tiny hits on the wall, if you do it like too many times, you will still get like suspension damage, and the car will have problems steering.
Yes, that's true, and of course staying out of the mayhem also helps a lot. I think there will be some crashes or at least some incidents over here, because this is a difficult track to race on, and sometimes you get an opportunity over here, and then yeah, it will go wrong. Of course, that can happen, but we will see during the race.
Yeah, exactly. It's just wait and see for now. Just under a minute to go in warm-up. We're almost ready for the race, and it's going to be very, very exciting if you ask me. We have a lot of drivers, actually 36 drivers, and that is a lot more than we had last time out. You missed it, but there were only 17 drivers last time, so we have more than double the grid this time, so I'm very happy to see that. A lot of names I don't really recognize as well, so it's always good to see new people on the grid as well.
True. It's always good to have new people and to show themselves out here what they can do, and maybe promote ourselves up to Formula Challenge.
Exactly, and that's what this series is for. There are new drivers, there are some experienced drivers without a seat as well, but it's a really good way for people to introduce themselves to the league and to show your skills and and get a seat, yeah, somewhere in the career ladder, like you said. I think it's helped a lot of people already, and hopefully we can get many more in the future as well.
I think Patrick Kerr is a good example for that, being one of the midfield runners around the Academy Series last year, and this year he's just smashing it. He's one of the front runners the whole season already over here in Academy, and he's doing a great job. Hopefully he can promote himself up to Formula Challenge maybe this year or next year.
Exactly, and he's a very young guy as well, so he will only be getting better and better. And I think also with the right team and with the right people around him who will help him, I think he can only get faster and only get better at racing as well. And yeah, that's of course also an important aspect of the whole racing and such. It's not just being quick, but it's also your raceability and such. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that make a good driver.
Yeah, indeed. As the warm-up is finished at the moment, we'll head to the race soon.
Yeah, exactly. We will be heading to the race soon. Everyone is just going back to the pit lane, and the race will be 10 laps long. And actually, in this track, I don't really expect any issues with tire wear because it's the nature of the track. And we have moved to the race session now. So we just wait for the drivers to go to grid. Yeah, let me quickly ask you, who do you think is going to win the race, Dan?
We have such great potential over here. I will go with Patrick Curry. He needs to get his maiden victory over here. I believe he didn't have a victory yet. Don't know it for sure. Not yet. I hear in my ear, so I'm gonna go with Patrick Curry. He's gonna get a good start, just like last time, and he's gonna nail this race.
Yeah, I actually think Patrick Curry has a good shot at the victory in this one as well. And we have Menno Klont in our ear saying Sean Jones is going to win the race, so we have a different answer there as well. I think it's definitely going to be between those two. They were about half a second quicker than the rest, and if they can do it in the race as well, yeah, they have a very good chance of winning the race.
Yeah, let's hope as the formation lap starts.
Yeah, so let's go through the grid, actually.
Oh, yeah.
We need to go through the grid first. Here we go. Patrick Magnussen is on pole position. Then we have Sean Jones in second place, Teun Lauer in third, and Ryan Elliott in fourth place. After that, on the third row, we have Marco Verlich and Remco de Zeeuw. Remco de Zeeuw, good job as well there. Dan Hajek and Justin Ruan. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names already. Stijn Fitter is in 9th, Stan Vlietstra in 10th, Stefan Schreider in 11th, and Jorn Dix in 12th. And we have Damien Vingerhoods in 13th, Yannick Barwick in 14th, Perseus Miram in 15th, and Garrett de Vries is in 16th, so he will be in the midfield. Alan Kopic in 17th, Massimiliano Riboli in 18th, then we have Martijn Rietberg and Owen Vilhausvik rounding out the top 20. And we have Daniel Philippe Carrera in 21st, Rien Hoekstra, my father, in 22nd, Ed Straw is in 23rd, and Maggio is in 24th. Then we have Eziroglu and Evan Galidakis, two very experienced names in GPV, on the 13th row. Harry Hayden and Liam Sweetman in the 27 and 28. Then we have Adam Chick, Bortolozzi, Williamson and Rosenzweig. And in the final few positions we have Ojamats, Dugwit, Klush and Contagoris starting from the back of the grid. And, that's your grid for today. 18 rows of 2 cars, so making 36 cars down.
As Lucas Bortolozzi already went back to the pit lane. Maybe he's doing a pit lane start, but he's in the pit lane at the moment.
I'm not sure if he actually hit the wall. I think he might have done so actually, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
I don't see anything, so he might just be starting from the pit lane. Maybe there was an issue with the car, maybe he didn't refuel the car.
Yeah, he was... after turn 2 he stopped and went back to the pit lane, so we'll see what will happen.
Yeah, hopefully he can still start the race. He will probably be leaving his pit box once everyone actually gets back to the starting grid. Patrick Magnussen really warming his tires like a madman, and Sean Jones as well in the background.
Yeah.
Like a bit less aggressive, but also warming his tires because it's a lot colder here than it was before, as they are about to find their grid slots. But yeah, Contagora still has a bit of a while to go, so we still have a little bit of a wait before we actually start going, as Bortolozzi indeed does go out of his pit box.
That's good to see that he will start from the pit lane.
Exactly, so we will have 36 cars starting the race, as they are about to come on to the starting grid now. So let's have a look at the front and at the start of the race. The lights should be coming on any second now. We wait and we wait. It's always going to be exciting, like when do the lights finally come on?
Yeah, Klus is trying to find his grid slot.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah,
I think.
there we go. Oh, and a good start for Patrick Magnussen. He's into the first corner first, and Sean Jones is in second, as Teun Lauer is in third, and there's a good battle for P4, I think. It's Remco de Zeeuw up to P4. He's had a good start, but Ryan Elliott takes P4 back, and there's a crash. There's a massive crash, I think, in the background. Car spinning. And there is, I think, a lot of damage for some guys. There was actually a car upside down already, and that's not what you like to see. However, it's a good battle here for P4, and the top three is really running away already.
Yeah, already pulled a gap from yeah, something around a second and a half already.
Okay, there is two cars stuck together. It's Harry Hayden and Mathieu Klusch. They are stuck together, and Ruin is already out of the race, and he started actually inside the top 10, so that's why we had a big crash. The number 8 at the starting grid, they crashed, and Harry Hayden is also out of the race, unfortunately, as we now are through the castle section. Actually, I think quite clean.
Yeah, it seems to be quite clean. I saw. Oh.
There's a car without
and
a front wing as well.
Rosenzweig had a little contact with Theodoris, but it seems to be all fine. Oh, Theodoris is driving without a front wing, hitting the wall.
Yeah, there's more people at Straw as well, I think, is without a front wing. So that's what's causing the issues.
Oh, and a big pile up back at the beginning of sector 3. Everybody's going again, but all the action is in the front of the field. Sean Jones already going on a move on Patrick Magnussen. Oh, and there's contact.
There's contact. Oh, he's pushed him in the wall. Oh. And that means, he's hit in the back now as well. These guys are really aggressive towards each other, and that means Lauer is actually catching back up now. So he's really close behind Sean Jones now, and surely that car is damaged as well. So he really got pushed into the wall there. And here comes Teun Lauer, and he takes second position.
Yeah, good job from Teun Lauer, just staying behind them, following them, and waiting until they made a mistake.
Exactly, behind as well, Marco Fröhlich, we saw him on the straight. He overtook Remco de Zeeuw. So he's now up to 5th place. And Remco de Zeeuw has finally stopped smoking as well, so that's good for his engine, I think. There's a few people in the pit lane as well, without a front wing mainly, all due to that first lap accident after the first corner. As here we have Dan Hadjek now looking at Remco de Zeeuw as well. So Remco de Zeeuw actually had a really good start down, but he seems to be dropping away now a little bit.
Yes, indeed. Still a good battle for P6 around there, as Dan Hadjek is still on the gearbox of Remco de Zeeuw. I think he can go for a move on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, it all depends on how he gets out of the last corner. Lauer is still within a second of... as actually Remco de Zeeuw runs a bit wide, sorry. And that means that Dan Hajek still has a very good run. So surely he will be able to do something in the first corner. Or maybe even before that. And here he comes. He's on the gearbox already. Yeah, here he goes. He's on the inside. And surely he can make this move stick. And this straight is also very long, so it's
maybe
always a bit of a wait.
Maybe Stefan Schreider can also do something over there, and they...
Hajek runs a bit wide, and de Zeeuw keeps the position. As I actually had some technical issues, but I seem to be getting back into the server now, so I can actually have a better look at what's going on.
Yeah, Patricker ran away a little bit from Teun Lauer, around 0.3 of a second, and Sean Jones isn't able to follow anymore. And as we can see, Ryan Elliott is also on the gearbox of Sean Jones now for P3.
Yeah, exactly. So Sean Jones, like we said, really damaged in that accident with Magnussen. So that car seems to be having damage.
Remco de Zeeuw making a little mistake again on the exit.
Yeah, so behind Remco de Zeeuw, it's a little bit of a train of cars now. If actually Jorn Dix, he's really close to Stefan Schreider for 8th place as well. He was like right on the back of him.
Oh, and Nico's crashed, and that's another DNF.
Oh dear, we had another DNF.
Yeah, let's see what happened there.
Let's see. Oh,
Nico's tried to avoid another car, and then he just tried to turn the car around, and he smashed his front wing.
Yeah, and then he decided it was not Patricker. Magnussen is off. He's upside down. That's not very good. That's a massive crash for Patricker Magnussen, and he is not going to win this race. He's out of the race, actually. So Patricker Magnussen, after leading this race, he hit the wall. He hit the wall on the straight in that S corner. He went wide, and Teun Lauer is in the pits as well because he has lost his front wing after hitting Patricker Magnussen. So Ryan Elliott leads from Sean Jones as he has overtaken him.
Oh, drama already in the first few laps of the race.
Yeah, that was a massive crash for Patricker Magnussen.
Let's see what happened there. Oh, he did a wheelie suddenly. He hit an invisible piece of another car, and he crashed into the wall.
Yeah, he must have hit a debris there, and he ran straight into that hole. And after that, there was no way that Teun could avoid him as well. So unfortunate for Teun Lauer as well, because he was looking really quick in this race as well.
Indeed, as Ryan Elliott is now leading the pack.
Yeah,
he was also hit by Patrick Kerr, but it seems to be that he can keep up the pace.
And Sean Jones now really close behind him. He's actually picked up the pace again a little bit. And then after that, it's a big battle for, I think, P3. Although Marco Fröhlich is trying to run away from Remco de Zeeuw. Oh, he actually misses his braking point almost. He didn't have a massive lockup, but he managed to stay out of the wall and not lose too much time. But the front tires won't have liked it.
As Ryan Elliott is setting the fastest Sector 2 time. He's really trying to get away from Sean Jones, but Sean Jones will have DRS on the main straight.
Yeah, he will now be closing back up, and I don't think he will be able to go for an overtake at the end of this straight, but
as
remember,
Stefan... Oh, yeah.
After, Stefan Schreider now trying to overtake Hajek, very good spot there. As Remco de Zeeuw also attacking on Marco Fröhlich on the outside. And Remco de Zeeuw doesn't make it, and Stefan Schreider also doesn't make it. But
really unfortunate.
Battle for P8 and P9. It's Gerrit de Vries and Stan Vlietstra.
Gerrit having a really good start, actually, making up 8 places already.
Yeah, that's a really good start, yeah. So he will be very pleased with that, as Stan Vlietstra is now on the inside of him and manages to make the move stick. So that's a very good move by Stan Vlietstra. Though Garrett de Vries is coming back at him on the outside, but can't quite make it. And now he's under attack from Ribbley as well, who's also had a very good start. Ribbley on the outside, he's trying to keep the car in, but he can't really do it. Garrett leaves some room, but unfortunately for Ribbley, he can't make it stick there.
Sean Jones hitting the wall again. Oh, as Ryan Elliott comes a bit loose after the castle section.
Yeah, nothing too major though. I think he's running away ever so slightly, so that's... oh, Sean Jones hitting the wall again ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think he has big suspension damage.
Yeah, exactly. That car hitting the wall there can't have been good for his car. Remco de Zeeuw hitting the wall as well. Stefan Schreider hitting the wall as well. As Dan Hajek in 5th place, he's now really close behind Remco de Zeeuw coming onto the straight. So we must keep an eye on these two guys, because I think there will be an overtaking move here for P4.
Yeah, and Marco Verlic already walking away from Remco de Zeeuw with already 1.5 seconds.
And here comes Hajek. He wants to go to the inside, but the inside is blocked by Remco de Zeeuw. He goes to the outside. Can he brake later? Yes, he can. And he can make the move stick. So that's a very good move by Dan Hajek, and Remco de Zeeuw, into the wall.
Really unfortunate incident.
Yeah, he did save the spin, but unfortunately, I think he does have damage.
As behind them, there's a big crash with, I believe, somebody having a connection issue. A lot of cars involved.
Precious Maram is round as well. Ribbley is without a front wing, so Ribbley has had an issue. And that is caused by someone, indeed, like you said, having a lag issue. Not sure who it was, but that's really unfortunate for Ribbley as well. As we have a lot of people out of the race already. 6 people out. The latest 2 are Rosenzweig and Klus as well.
As Ryan Elliott sets a new fastest lap time of the race, a 57.9, and pulling away from Sean Jones in the meantime.
Yeah. And the car with the lag issue was Stan Vlietstra, and he is DNF'd from the race, unfortunately for him as well. Yeah, Ribbley still driving in 10th, but he is without a front wing, so he will have to pit as well, so he will be losing a lot of places. Oh, as he hits the wall as well, because he's trying to take too much speed into the corners.
Yeah, a lot of guys making up positions and of course gaining from these kind of incidents. As I can see, Saturis Contaguris, who was in P36, already made up 16 places in the meantime. Oh, he's falling back a bit, but 16 places, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just by staying out of incidents, as there is a car going wide in P18, that's Maggio, and he's getting overtaken by Precious Maram now, and Contagoras is also looking, as Sean Jones has actually made a mistake, because he is now 4 seconds behind Ryan Elliott, so there must be something that has happened to Sean Jones.
Yeah, Sean Jones can't keep up the pace. He was 3 seconds slower last lap. In the meantime, Marco Verlic is closing the gap, just like Dan Hajek. So let's see what will happen in the closing laps of this race.
Exactly, and I can't really see what happened to Sean Jones. So he's just...
As Garrett de Vries just spins into the wall.
Oh no,
P8.
Garrett de Vries. And he was doing so well in the race so far. And another guy who's actually doing surprisingly well is Yannick Barwick. I've never seen him before as well, and he's made up a lot of places as well, I think. And
Garrett,
he's doing a good job.
Yeah, Garrett was kind of lucky because he kept his front wing, so he can keep on going for the last 3 laps of the race.
And We have a good battle here for P5 as well, with drivers getting out of the way. But everyone just seems to be a little bit too far away from each other to really do something. And actually in P15, which is a really important position in this race, is Hoekstra currently. And that means he would be on reverse pole. And actually, look who's in P17, so that could be interesting. Teun Lauer is in P17, but he was really quick. So if he manages to make up 2 more positions, Dan, he could be on reverse pole for the second race.
Yeah, and for this this race, it's with a guy with this pace, it's pretty good to be on that on the front row, as Hoekstra just got overtaken by Piotr.
Yeah, Adamczyk making the move on the straight with the DRS, so an easy move for him. As just up ahead for P13, there's a battle as well between Kopic and Rietberg. And Alan Kopic is taking the position back from Martijn Rietberg, who had just overtaken him. And everyone up front just seems to be... Oh, there's a car in the wall. Gerrit de Vries. Gerrit de Vries, he's hit somebody. I think it's a back marker. I think he's hit a back marker.
Really unfortunate for him.
Oh, there was a car. Yeah, there was a car standing still on the racing line. That was Bortolozzi. He was standing still just after the quarter, so there was no way Gerrit de Vries could have seen him, and he has lost a few positions because of it. So that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
As the battle for P13, or well, maybe even P12, is now very close between Gerrit de Vries and all the way down to Teun Lauer in 17th. Is a big gaggle of cars, so this is going to be a very exciting battle. And
if the cars behind them can keep up, maybe it can be 3 wide, maybe 4 wide on the main straight, but it doesn't seem that the car in what is it, P16 or P15 can keep up with the cars in front.
Exactly, but look at this. It might be Teun Lauer taking 2 positions on this straight if he's lucky.
Yeah, that would be some really good racing over here.
Exactly, and remember as well, this is going to be for P15, as Dan Hadjek is actually really close to Marco Fröhlich now. He's within the DRS, so we need to keep an eye on that as well.
As Teun Lauer already overtakes Hoekstra.
Yeah, and for P9 as well, Owen Kwiel-Hausvik, he overtakes Felipe Carrera. And Carrera tries to cut back. Rietberg in front, behind as well, overtaking for P13. And Teun Lauer goes to P15, and he overtakes 2 cars on the same straight. And Hoekstra goes for P16. So Adamczyk goes the other way around, as Hoekstra slightly hits the wall though, so he has a bad exit. And here comes Adamczyk again. And now Teun Lauer can maybe even gain a couple of positions more.
Oh, you're on Dick spun. He made a mistake. He outbraked himself. But he still keeps P8. Or yeah.
Yeah, and this front wing as well. Massimiliano Riboli is out of the race as well, so that's unfortunate for him after a good start. Teun Lauer up to P14 already as well. And Precious Maram, oh dear, he's in the runoff area without a front wing, so that's not very good. It's all happening now in the final lap of the race, I think it is. Or no, it's going to be the final lap of the race once Brian Elliott crosses the finish line. It's always a bit difficult with the timing in R-Factor 2 for me. I always get confused.
A really good battle for P3 and P5 over here. Remco de Sil trying to get back up to P5 again.
Yeah, exactly. But also look in front, it's Hadjek still within the DRS of Marco Fröhlich. So that will be an interesting one as well to keep an eye on. And Sean Jones is only 1.5 seconds ahead of Marco Fröhlich as well, so that's going to be really close. I think Dan Hadjek is just too far away though to really do something, but look at Remco de Zeeuw. He's closing in on Stefan Schreider. Will he go around the outside in turn 1? Yes, he will, but he can't make it stick. Although they're still side by side. Oh, this is going to be close. So who gets the DRS now? That's going to be interesting as well. And here is Dan Hadjek going on the outside of Marco Fröhlich now in the final lap of the race. And these guys are fighting for the podium. And Remco de Zeeuw is ahead of Stefan Schreier now, so he made the move stick in 2 corners around the outside, really good move. Then Hajek can't make it stick quite yet, but he's really close to the back of Marco Fröhlich. So coming on to the final straight, this could still be a really good battle down.
Yes, indeed. Marco Fröhlich just not nailing the exit. It could be going all to the line.
I think what Dan Hajek needs to do now, he needs to focus on the exit of the final corner. He needs to make sure he's close behind Marco Fröhlich, but that he can also take extra speed out of that final corner. And yeah, in the meantime, I think Ryan Elliott is going to be comfortably winning this race. And like we said as well in the warm-up, once Sean Jones and Patrick Magnussen start battling, it's a few other guys in this top 5 in qualifying who also have a shot at the win. And that's exactly what Ryan Elliott has done. He's coming onto the final straight now. And Hajek actually had a really good exit out of the final corner. Ryan Elliott is about to cross the line, but we also need to keep an eye on this battle because Dan Hajek is going to take the final position from Marco Fröhlich, I believe. He's really close behind him. Ryan Elliott wins the race. It's going to be Sean Jones second. Here comes Dan Hajek. He's going to take the final podium position from Marco Fröhlich, and he finishes third. Marco Fröhlich finishes fourth. Really good battle between these guys. And P5 as well changes on the line. Stefan Schreier beating Remco de Zeeuw by a mere 44 thousandths of a second. So really close battles there. And
Yannick
what a finish
Bartwick
to the race.
and P7.
And here we have a battle for P10 as well. And it's actually Owen Quilhausvik, who was in 9th at some point as well. He's lost 2 positions near the end. And he's in 11th. And Teun Lauer after the pit stop finishes P13, so really good race by him.
And for P18, as Chris Williamson takes P18 just on the line.
Yeah, and the most important position of the race, P15 goes to Martijn Rietberg, so he will be on reverse pole position. So, well, that's not really the most important position of the race. Of course, that's P1, but for the guys lower down, P15 is a very important position. So,
yes,
yeah, he gets it. So he will be on pole position for the second race. And what a finish to the race. We saw a lot of slipstreaming battles on the final straight. And,
yeah, that's the good stuff of Baku. You just can take it all the way till the end and then still make your move. Just like we saw for P5, Stefan Schreier just taking it with such a little margin.
Yeah, exactly, and P3 as well, and lower down for P10, P18. A lot of slipstreaming battles at the very end, and some people doing some very good battles. And also some rookies doing some really good work. I don't think I've seen Dan Hajek before, so a really good job to get a podium on what, for me, is his debut. So yeah, he's impressed me this race. Also with very good battling, leaving space for the others, but yeah, really convincing moves every now and then. So really good fighting by Dan Hajek. And here are the results for the first race then. They should be coming onto the screen any moment. There they are. As we have Ryan Elliott, Sean Jones and Dan Hajek on the podium with Marco Fröhlich and Stefan Schreier making the top 5. Remco de Zeeuw just losing out to Stefan Schreier in P6. Yannick Barwick and Jorn Dix, also 2 very good new guys to me, as well as Daniel Felipe Carrera and Damien Fingerhoots rounding out the top 10. And now you can see the rest of the results as well, with Martijn Rietberg, of course, in P15. So he will have a very good starting position. And Teun Lauer as well. Of course, don't forget, he made a pit stop and he still finished in P13. So he will be a very important contender for the race victory in race 2.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job just doing the recovery to get back to P13 after his incident with Patrick Kerr that unfortunately got struck with a piece of debris.
Yeah, exactly. That was really unfortunate for him, and also for Patrick Magnussen, of course. Yeah. That was a massive crash for him as well. So let's hope he's okay for the second race. I think he will be though,
Yeah.
since we're racing virtually.
Yeah, or he needs to have a direct drive wheel. Then it could cause some issues. But I don't know if he has one. But I think he will be all right for the second race.
Yeah, let's hope so. And let's see how he does from the back of the grid then. That's also going to be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, we are going for a small break now, since we're in the warm-up session again, and we will be back just before the second race. To get into race 2 with the top 15 of the first race reverse, so that's going to be very exciting, Dan. Yeah, how do you feel about reverse grid races?
It shakes up the whole field. It's really good fun, and you can really see the pace of the cars in front. So maybe Ryan Elliott can get up the field really soon in the race and maybe get a podium again. But I think the big contender today in the second race will be Teun Lauer for the win.
Exactly, Teun Lauer was looking really good in the first race as well until he had that unfortunate accident. So yeah, he will be starting from P3, so only 2 people in front of him. The only thing he needs to make sure really is that he makes it past those 2 people without any damage, I think. And then after that he needs to control the pace, make sure he gets a little bit of a gap in case 1 or 2 of the other guys get through. Yeah, but then he can just cruise to the finish, I think. But maybe there could always be a surprise. Maybe there's some person going really quick. One guy is actually going quick in the practice session, or in the warm-up session, is Joseph Hurlock. And he's the brother of Dan Hurlock, who's actually a guy who we all may know from the career ladder. And Dan Hurlock is a very good driver as well, so it looks like his brother also has got some of that talent in him, because he set the quickest lap in warm-up. And he will be doing the second race, so he will be starting from the back, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, it seems to be that he has some really good pace, so yeah, let's see what he can do indeed.
Yeah, another guy who's just entered as well, who I think wasn't there for the first race, is Phil Morby. So he will also be starting at the back of the grid. So
Phil is also a really quick guy, so yeah, hopefully he can do well during the second race.
Yeah, that's always going to be interesting now. We have multiple people who are actually quite quick near the back of the field, because we also have Patrick Magnussen, of course, after that huge accident. We have him at the back as well, and we will see what he can do. We should be moving to the race any second now.
Yeah, I'm quite curious what Patrick Kerr can do during race 2.
Yeah, of course, the win is probably not going to be his, but I think if you start near the back, actually, it's a very good chance to show some of your racecraft really as a driver, so you can show people how good you are at overtaking people, especially people who are at a different pace than you as well, because That requires a little bit of different skill, I think, than people who are like near your pace.
Yeah, I can answer that one. I'm driving an endurance league myself. Besides GPVWC, I'm driving Super Cup, but also endurance, and you need a lot of. You need to think a little bit forward for the overtaking move in some cases and hold back at the right moments, because you can really easily make incidents if you're a lot faster than somebody else. So that's something that Recur needs to keep in mind, that he just needs to stay calm and then make the move.
Yeah, exactly. So he needs to be a lot more aware of the fact that people will be braking earlier, people will be going slower out of the corner, and people will be making mistakes. So he needs to be aware of that. And actually, that's for all the guys who are at the back of the field. Because yeah, this is Academy, and there's a little bit more of a gap between the as we actually go through the starting grid again. We have Riedberg in first, Adam Chick in second.
Oh,
Lauer
somebody
and
already
De
crashes.
Vries. Yeah, that's Adam Chick. Adam Chick is back to the pit lane. Let's go through the grid again. We have Gerrit de Vries in fourth, then we have Phil Hoekstra, Fingerhoods, Carrera, and Dix in the top 8. Then we have Barwick and De Zeeuw running out of the top 10, Schreider and Furlich in 12th. After that, we have Dan Hajek in 13th, we have Sean Jones in 14th, and Ryan Elliott in 15th, with Rink Hoekstra just missing out on the reverse grid in 16th. Satiris Kontogoris, from the back of the grid, he managed to make it to 17th, Chris Williamson, 18th, Kopic and Maggio are rounding out the top 20. After that, we have Ojemets in 21st, Theodoros Aziroglu in 22nd, Steinfitter dropping back to 23rd after qualifying at the top 10, and Ed Straw in 24th. Perseus Miram, who had an eventful race in 25th, Liam Sweetman in 26th, Ribley after an incident in 27th, and in 28th we have Bortolozzi. And we have Maciej Klush, Patrick Magnussen in 30th, and then we have Nikos Evangelidakis and Justin Ruin. And finally in 33rd and 34th we have the two new guys, Joseph Herlock and Phil Morby. They're new for this race. And yeah, like you said, Adam Schick, he's crashed on the formation lap from P2, so that's really unfortunate for him.
I'm just looking back at what happened, and he just completely missed the braking. He didn't even brake until he hit the corner, so he just wasn't looking out for the corner.
Yeah, that's a really weird incident. Of course, it's never a good thing if you crash on the formation lap, but that's really unfortunate, especially if you are starting in P2. And that means Teun Lauer now even has an easier job to get to the front. He only needs to overtake Martijn Rietberg.
Yeah, I'm quite curious who can get on the podium now then, besides Teun Lauer, because there are multiple guys with potential over.
Exactly, and of course don't forget that there are still some people in the top 15. Of course, maybe a bit further back, but you have Ryan Elliott 15th, Sean Jones 14th, and Dan Hajek and Marco Furlich in 12th and 13th as well. So they will be going forward, and the question is, how fast can they make it to the top 3?
I think Remco de Zeeuw can also do a really good job out here during the race. So let's keep an eye on those guys.
Exactly, and of course it's also going to be important to stay out of the wall. You can be quick, but you need to make the overtakes, and you need to make them without crashing into the barrier.
Yeah, I know that myself.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we all have the experience of hitting the wall here, or maybe at a different track. But yeah, it's always tough when you think you're gonna get a good result, but then you hit the wall or you hit the grass, and everything's over. Everyone seems to be in position. So let's go back to the front and let's go to Martijn Rietberg. We should be starting very soon now.
Yes, there we go.
Here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're go for the second race, and Teun Lauer gets a very good start. Oh, look at this. It's Gerrit de Vries actually getting an even better start from P4, and he's up to first place now. Gerrit de Vries takes the lead. Teun Lauer to second, And Martijn Rietberg is in third. Oh, very good start by Gerrit de Vries. And behind there seems to be... Oh, Remco de Zeeuw hits the wall. Someone's round.
Oh, a
Damien
crash.
Fingerhoods, and there's a big crash. Everyone's stuck. Oh, more cars running into it. People not braking there. And there's a massive, massive crash there between a lot of people. And Rien Hoekstra and Stijn Vidder seems to be the biggest losers. Marco Verlich out of the race as well. And
Teun Lauer, meanwhile, overtaking Gerrit de Vries already and now pulling away a bit.
Oh, yeah, that's very good from him. Remco de Zeeuw now dropping back as well. There's another crash. A lot of people involved again. Patricker Magnussen is dropping back. Yeah, Patricker Magnussen is crashing. Oh, 2 cars stuck together there as well. It's, who's that? Bortolozzi. Bortolozzi's out. Ryan Elliott is out of the race as well. Oh, what a chaos. And 2 of the top 4 are out of the race already. Sean Jones is up to 8th place already, Dan. What a mess.
Yeah, and as I said Remco de Zeeuw had a good chance, but he fell back to P16 suddenly, so something happened to him meanwhile.
Yeah, Remco de Zeeuw, I think he hit the inside wall going into the second corner, and that's actually what triggered the whole incident, because after that he hit some people and everyone got stuck together, and because they were just after the corner, people didn't see it, and they ran straight into the back of everyone.
And Sean Jones having a good start, going from P14 now to P8, and I think he will have the opportunity to overtake the 2 cars in front of him now.
And look at this, Owen Kvelhaugschwik goes to 3rd place. He overtakes Martijn Rietberg, but now Martijn Rietberg tries to overtake him back on the same straight still. And he tries to overtake, but he can't do it, so Martijn Rietberg goes down to 4th. And Sean Jones takes 7th place from Yannick Barwick.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job making up places now. If he had DRS, he would have overtaken Daniel too, Daniel Felipe Carrera.
Yeah, he was really close to the back of him, but he couldn't quite make it stick. He just needs to remain calm now and try to find his way past the next lap.
As Stefan Schreider makes up a place again on Barwick.
Yeah, Barwick seems to be losing places quite quickly now. Meanwhile, the other guy from the podium, Dan Hajek, he's in P11, so he's still driving. Unfortunately, Ryan Elliott is out of the race and Marco Verlich as well. And there are 3 other retirements as well, so 5 retirements total. Ribbley is out, Bortolozzi is out, Elliott, Verlich and Hoekstra. Well, Teun Lauer is trying to pull a gap on Gerrit de Vries, making sure he's outside the DRS. So what did you see?
Crash. Chris Williamson crashed just coming into the Castle section, or not before the Castle section. He hit the wall, he missed his braking point.
Oh yeah, he's lost his front wing.
Yep.
It's really unfortunate. He was in P18, I think. And Patrick Magnussen is now in P18, so he's making up places as well.
Yeah, and Remco de Zeeuw is also doing the same thing. Oh, I hear another car sliding.
There's actually Joseph Herlock is fighting with Remo Ojemets for P16. So they are having a good battle as well.
He's doing a really good job actually, coming from the back of the field.
Yeah, he is definitely. And Phil Morby from the back of the field as well. He's in P20. Looking at Sean Jones now, who actually can't make it up to Carrera yet, sorry. And he is still in P7, so he needs to make up positions quickly, or otherwise he will be struggling to get the podium.
Herlock in the meantime overtaking Ojemets for P16.
Yeah, that's a very good move. He was looking quicker already, but he couldn't make the move stick in the in the infield section basically.
As Sean Jones goes to P6, meanwhile with a move on Jorn Dix.
Yeah, and actually Yannick Barwick loses another position as well to Kopich. So and Jorn Dix seems to have lost multiple positions because he was in front of Carrera before as well, so he must have made a mistake.
Yeah, he was, I believe, in P5.
Yeah, so he's lost 2 positions. Oh, Sean Jones hits the wall there. It can't be good for your car, Sean Jones. You need to be careful because you still have a few laps to go after this as well.
Yeah, it's with only 10 laps to go, you're really pushing the limit as P1 and 2 are just pulling away from the grid with 2-second margins between the front and the back runners of them.
Well, you say that, but actually the guy with the quickest lap is Daniel Felipe Carrera so far in P5, so he's doing a good job as well. He's set a 58.8, which is almost 2/10 faster than Teun Lauer. But now, of course, they will be getting quicker, and they will be having DRS, so this could be a four-way battle for P3.
Look at the fight of P3.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. Let's see what Sean Jones can do. We probably have to look from his car, and it will be 3 wide at least. But what can Sean Jones do here? Carrera goes to third place. Carrera goes to third place, and what can Sean Jones do? He can't do anything. And Daniel Felipe Carrera is the big winner here, and Martijn Rietberg takes 4th place as well from Phil Hoekstra. And now Sean Jones looks on the inside. Sean Jones takes the position as well. Yeah, it was almost contact. That's what you want to say, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and Phil Hoekstra gets the slipstream from Martijn Rietberg, so maybe he can take the position back. And this is not helping Sean Jones, especially with Felipe Carrera already in 3rd place now. Yeah, and Sean Jones drops back to 6th place. He can't make the move stick.
And Jorn Dix and Stefan Schreider behind Sean Jones and Phil Hoekstra are also having a great battle together. So a very eventful race from already.
And look at this. Joseph Hurlock, fastest lap of the race, P16. So he's doing a great job as well. He's made up a lot of places already, and he's only looking forward right now.
Yeah, he's just being a madman, putting in the lap times and overtaking everybody. It's insane.
Exactly, and I think coming from the back of the grid, just driving this race, I think he doesn't have much to lose anyway, so he can take a little bit of risk. As Sean Jones now really close to the back of Phil Hoekstra, but he can't do anything here, so he needs to get a good run. He does get a good run. Oh, and will they be side by side for this S corner? No, they won't be. But he's
and the dirty air
tail.
kicks in. Yeah, it's really tricky over there with the dirty air. You don't want to get loose.
And Sean Jones now side by side, but look behind as well is Jorn Dix. He's really close, and he might go for the double overtake. Oh, he will get squeezed. And he can't do it. And and Phil Hoekstra spins. Oh dear, he spins.
That's a shame.
He tried to go back around the outside of Sean Jones, but he hit the curb under braking and lost the car. And that, like you said, that's a shame. And actually there's a battle for P8 as well now. Alan Kopic overtaking Yannick Barwick.
Yeah, and now the other way around.
Oh, good battle there. Can't make it stick though, so it's Kopic ahead of Barwick right now. And then Hadjic is closing back in on these guys as well. He's actually not really had the pace, I think, so far. Maybe he has some damage. Maybe he was involved in the opening lap crash as well.
Could be. As Sean Jones is trying to, almost spinning actually, but is trying to, Sean Jones in the castle section. Jorn Dix almost hit him in the side.
Oh yeah, they did actually touch, yeah, and that was a massive hit in the castle section for Sean Jones, and that car must have taken damage.
Yeah, that car will be cricket.
Exactly what you don't need to do if you try to make up positions. Meanwhile, yes, sorry?
Oh yeah, and Jorn Dix really pushing right now because Stefan Schreider is closing in again because of it.
Yeah, Stefan Schreider actually looking quite fast as well because he was behind these guys already. So he's been closing in and now he's launching an attack on Jorn Dix. He's actually closing in rapidly already. So Stefan Schreider seems to have a lot of straight line speed. And there he goes. Jorn Dix. And look at, he's going to take Sean Jones as well. Well, he tried.
And behind them, Barwick is trying to... Oh, he overtook Kopic.
Yeah, really good move by Yannick Barwick again. And look behind as well, it's Dan Hajek, really close. Oh, Kopic hits the wall on the inside and gets a bad exit. So now Dan Hajek takes the inside line into the next corner and he should have the position P9. And then he can look... Oh, look at it,
Sean Jones. Sean Jones just crashed into the outside and the inside wall.
Oh,
Massive crash and now he spins in front of Stefan Schreider.
And Jorn Dix gets through. Schreider actually, yeah, losing out there because of that crash. Luckily, he does still have his front wing, but Sean Jones is struggling.
Yeah,
there's Maggio and Hajek, they crash. Maggio went on the inside of Dan Hajek, but he went too far to the outside and they got stuck together and they hit the wall. And after such a good battle there for P9, they now drop to 12th and 14th as Maggio actually hits the wall again. I think his car is damaged as well.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. And we still have, we have a Philip Carrera catching up to Garrett de Vries.
And also Sean Jones is catching up with Jordan Dix again, still with a lot of damage, I think, after those big hits.
Yeah, that can't be good for the car, surely. And Daniel Philip Carrera is doing a great job, but Garrett de Vries as well. He's doing an amazing job. You can say what you like, but Garrett de Vries really experienced, and he shows it here.
I think Carrera has an opportunity next lap if he can close him with 2 more tenths.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see. He just needs to get the DRS really, and he's really close to that, like you said.
As
Sean Jones, he's really close behind Jorn Dix with the DRS. Let's see what he can do. Will he launch an attack on the inside? Yes, he will. Oh, takes the inside line, but can't make it stick there. Oh, Yannick Barwick hits the wall and he loses his front wing. Looks like he completely missed his braking zone. And look who's in P9. Joseph Herlock with the quickest lap of the race.
He's phenomenal. He's insane, like I said already.
And Barwick is out of the race, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened. I think he just missed the braking zone. Yes, he did. He just missed the braking point and went straight into the wall. And the car was probably just a little bit too much damage. As Joseph Herlock is now pushing behind Alan Kopic already for P8 as well.
As Sean Jones is already on the gearbox of Jordan Dix again. Ooh, almost going for a move over there. Just, hit the wall again.
Yeah, I think that tiny touches, you can get away with it in this car, but he's had a few that were a little bit bigger than that one. A little bit too big, if you ask me. And look at Joseph Herlock as well. He's really close behind Kopic. But now you need to focus on probably Sean Jones, who's in the gearbox of Jorn Dix. And is going for the overtake on the inside here. He doesn't really have the straight line speed, it looks like, because even with the DRS open, he's not really catching up. And Joseph Herlock has already passed Alan Kopic before they even hit the braking zone. So he's made an easy overtake there. And Sean Jones can't do it. As he hits the back. Oh, Sean Jones hits the back of Jorn Dix and he spins and Stefan Schreider runs into him. And Schreider gets away, but Sean Jones is out. Sean Jones is out of the race.
Herlock now going for P6 actually.
Yeah, Herlock is making up places left, right and center. This is insane.
Can he get into the top 5 is the question in the last 3 laps of the race.
Schreider makes a mistake. Herlock wasn't actually going for the move as well. But then he saw Schreider make the mistake and he went for it. And that was a really good move by Joseph Herlock. Really good racing by this guy. As
Philippe Carrera closed in on the Vries again. He's within the DRS range at the moment.
Yes, and actually, Garrett de Vries on that lap, the previous lap, he actually set a personal best as well, but ever so slightly Carrera's closing in, and the only question is, will he be close enough to really launch an attack? I think he might be this time around to at least get the DRS, and with the DRS, yeah, it will only go quicker and quicker.
If you're not dominant on the main straight, you really need to get into the DRS and just get close lap by lap. You can gain 1/10 at the straight already, and if you can just keep that up, then he may have the chance to attack him in the last lap.
Yeah, exactly. So he has 2 more laps to go. He does have the DRS, so that's good for Felipe Carrera. So now he will be closing in this lap, and then hopefully for him, he will be launching an attack in the final lap of the race. As Remco de Zeeuw is now attacking Alan Kopic for P8. Remco de Zeeuw up to P8 again.
Kopic isn't going for the move. Really close. He tried to break him a bit, but Remco de Zeeuw stayed in front, doing a really good recovery job.
Exactly, yeah, after damaging the car as well, probably, so...
Oh, and if we can go back to P3, as Carrera is on a gearbox of Garrett de Vries.
Yeah, so Garrett must have made a small mistake somewhere, because he is much closer than before, and that can't have been just the DRS, I think.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Yeah. And I think if he's this close, he will be close enough to overtake Garrett de Vries on the main straight.
Yeah, the Vries had a light lockup in turn 2, but I think Carrera just gained a lot on him on the main or on the straights with the DRS.
Yeah, it's interesting. Garrett de Vries seems to be pulling away a little bit now. Every time in the castle section, Garrett de Vries seems to be pulling away a little bit. So maybe he's running a little bit less or more wing. Sorry, more wing. So that could be a problem for Garrett de Vries on this straight. So let's see if Daniel Felipe Carrera can take P2 from Garrett de Vries. Garrett de Vries has been running in P2 for the whole race basically, and now going into the final lap, he might lose it.
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate for him, but still, if he holds this off, or defends this off, Carrera still has the chance to do it at the end of the lap.
Oh, de Vries ran a little bit wide in turn 1. So Remco de Zeeuw now is overtaking for P7 as well in the meantime, so we need to keep an eye on that as well. Joseph Hurlock just casually setting the fastest lap of the race again in P6. And here comes Daniel Felipe Carrera. Can he do something at the end of this straight? I don't think he can.
No, I think he will wait till the last straight, or maybe if Garrett makes a mistake. But it seems to be that Garrett is driving this race cleanly.
Exactly, yeah, he made a few small errors, but nothing major. He's just doing enough to keep Daniel Felipe Carrera behind him.
And a really close battle for P7 actually, with Kopic almost overtaking Stefan Schreider.
Yeah, it's a freeway battle, and this might go to the end as well, might go to the line. In the meantime, I don't think Joseph Hurlock will be able to do anything unless somebody crashes, but he's done a phenomenal job to get back to P6 after starting at the back, and also setting the quickest race lap time. Oh, Remco de Zeeuw has lost his front wing in P7 in the castle section, it looks like. Yeah. I think he just made a tiny error, yeah. Oh, hit the inside wall and then went to the outside and lost his front wing. Oh, and he hits the wall again massively. And he's going to lose positions left, right, and
center. Lauer now comes up on the main straight actually.
Yeah, but we need to keep an eye behind because Daniel Felipe Carrera is going for the overtake. Teun Lauer is going to win the race. Congratulations to Teun Lauer. But look behind. It's going to be Daniel Felipe Carrera on the final straight of the race. Is he going to take P2? Yes, he is. He's taken P2 from Garrett de Vries, and Garrett de Vries finishes in P3, which for Garrett de Vries I think is still a phenomenal job.
Martijn Rydberg.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Dix P5, Joseph Herlock P6, a phenomenal job coming from the back of the grid. Stefan Schreider P7, Alan Kopic P8. Phil Hausvik still P9 after his incident. Remco de Zeeuw P10, really unfortunate. Alessandro Maggio P11. Then Piotr Adamczyk finishing P12 after pit lane start. Stein Fitter P13. Phil Morby coming into P14, also from the back of the grid. P15 for Oyamets. P60 for Miram. P17 for Rurion. P18 for Stra. P19 for Klaus, who comes over the line right now. And then we still have to wait for Chris Williamson, who is running in P20. Damien Fingerhoods, who is in P21, who had a really unfortunate incident at the start, and Liam Sweetsman coming in at P22.
Yeah, only 22 finishers out of 34. That's a lot of DNFs, unfortunately. But at the front, there was one guy who I think hasn't seen a single incident.
No, Teun Lauer did a phenomenal job taking P1 at I believe T3 already in the first lap, and then drove a clean race, so he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. He just ran his race. He did what he needed to do, even after losing the position to Gerrit de Vries in the beginning. And great job. And actually, interestingly, Teun Lauer set his personal best in the final lap of the race. And actually, at that point, it was the quickest lap of the race. But then Joseph Herlock went even quicker, and he set the fastest lap of the race. So I'm sure Teun Lauer will still be a little bit disappointed with that, but overall he did a great job. And Daniel Felipe Carrera as well, as a rookie, he did a great job to get into P2. And you just see the results now on the screen, I think. Oh, there aren't, I just heard there aren't any results, unfortunately, so I will just quickly run through the top 10 again, which is Teun Lauer in P1, Daniel Felipe Carrera in P2, Gerrit de Vries. Oh, we got them now. Just wait a second and wait till they actually show up on the screen so you can see it for yourself as well. Yeah, so Teun Lauer winning, and Remco de Vries only in P10 after losing his front wing in the final lap, so losing a few positions there.
Remco de Vries, you mean
Remco de Zeeuw? Yeah, sorry. I'm getting tired, Dan. Sorry.
No worries.
Everyone in the Netherlands is called de Vries, so I just assumed he was called de Vries as well. And here's the top 20, and we have a few guys ready for interviews now. Need to make sure I can pull them in. Let's quickly go through the guy who had a big accident in the first race, and let's talk to him quickly. Hello, Patrick Kerr.
Hey.
Yeah, so you had a really good qualifying, but then in the race it didn't go so well. So can you talk us through your races quickly?
I was really struggling in the first laps. Race 1, race 2. Race 1 actually, there were I DNF'd. I think it was my friend's from being Aiden's, correct. He crashed there, and I ran over it, and I flipped, and it didn't go so well. Race 2, I made up some ground, but then I got pinched into the wall by someone, and out of the race.
Really unfortunate then. Do you think you could have won a race here if everything went right, or do you think it was a lucky qualifying lap? Because your qualifying was really good this time.
Yeah, it was like 50-50. I thought I could have won the race, but still, that quali was a really good lap. I think my personal best was only like a 37.1 before I went to the race, and yeah.
Yeah, of course, very unfortunate when you have pole position and you crash out of the race. But still, it's very encouraging, I think, for you to have such a good pace. Yeah, do you think you can do it again next round as well?
Yeah, I hope it's in terms of the track, if I like it or not. If I'm good at it. I think it's the Slovakian ring. I've never heard of it. Sounds exciting.
I've not heard about anything yet, so I think at the moment it's still to be confirmed. Anyways, thank you for your time, and hopefully the next round will be a bit more lucky for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we will move on to the person who shared the front row with him, which is Sean Jones. Hello, Sean, are you there?
Yeah.
There he is. And yeah, Sean, you had a very good qualifying, but then the races didn't go quite to plan for you as well, just like Patrick Kerr, who we just talked to. Can you talk us through your races?
Well, I had the pace to qualify on pole and I lost it. And then in the races, I just got damage in both of them and couldn't keep up. It's a shame because it's my birthday and I thought, maybe I can get a birthday win, but it just didn't come together.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Do you think the fact that you maybe were thinking about that too much, or was that not the case in this race?
I think I put a bit too much pressure on myself and that messed up my qualifying, but for the races, it was not really in my control.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the race is of course a little bit unfortunate. We saw that as well. Yeah, at least I think for you as well, just like Magnussen we just talked to, I think the pace still has to be very encouraging for you, and hopefully for you, can you take it to next round as well, or was this a one-off?
I'm not sure yet. I'll see how I feel, but the pace is encouraging. It means that, I could probably go chase good results and maybe get into Formula Challenge at some point. So yeah, it's looking good for me, even if the results didn't come together.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job today, Sean. Only 400ths of a second behind Patrick Kerr in qualifying, so you had an amazing lap. And being P2 in the first race, that's a really good job. So still, happy birthday to you. And at P2, I think that's already a good result for you for being here.
Thank you.
Yes, agreed. And we'll move on to the next one now quickly. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, and we will see you next time, hopefully.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Right. We have Marco Furlich now in, finally.
Hello.
Hello, Marco. Yeah, really unfortunate moment for you in the first race, I think. Can you talk us through that moment?
Yes. Did you mean the finish?
Yeah, the finish, yeah.
I just went the sausage curve on the exit of the last turn. So I expected him to get me, to be honest.
Yeah, but then all race you are looking good for the podium, and
I mean, if the guys ahead didn't crash, then it would have been a podium anyway. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you think your pace was good here, or are you happy about the results?
Considering I only had 1 hour of practice, I think it went pretty good, better than expected. So.
All right, yeah, then that's a very good result with that little practice. And can you tell us what happened in race 2, because there was a lot going on in the first lap, so we didn't quite catch it.
No idea. I just got punted, I guess. I'm not sure what happened.
All right, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was expecting it anyway in race 2.
Yeah. I think a lot of people expect it, but then they are still disappointed when it happens. But yeah, I think your pace was very promising. Will we see you again in the academy? That's the next question, of course.
Probably not in the next few races, I'm not sure. But, yeah. When I have time, I'll do it, but otherwise just focus on other things.
All right. Well, it was good to have you here anyway. I enjoyed it. Dan, do you have any questions or?
Yeah, what did you think about qualifying? Because you qualified in P5, that was, I think, for an hour of practice is really good. But what do you think of that?
Well, I was surprised actually because I was really struggling before. Like the whole of practice session, I was just doing hot laps to get ready for qual. Anyway, first 15 minutes, I couldn't put the lap in. So I was just crashed every time, and then yeah, my best lap in qual was I think my bank lap as well. So yeah, pretty good to qualify in P5, I guess.
Yeah, it's still not bad. Okay, so let's end the interview here. Thank you for your time and good job in the first race, especially.
Thanks.
Right. Then we will end the broadcast here, I think. Dan, is there anything you have left to say?
Not only that it was a very eventful evening today with multiple crashes, but besides that also some really good race wins and some really good battles till the line actually for the podium in both races. P3 and P2 were decided on the line, so that's some good racing over here.
Exactly. We can only say well done, Baku, I think. And yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks' time. The track, as I said just in the interview with Patrick Magnussen as well, is still not announced yet, so we have to wait and see for that. So keep an eye on the Discord. If you're not in it yet, make sure you join it to keep up to date with the league. And we will be back again in 2 weeks' time with the Academy. Tomorrow there will be an FC race, Formula Challenge race, on this same track, on Baku. So you can tune in again for that one as well. I'm Wopke Hoekstra and my co-commentator was Dan Hutt. And on cameras, Tom Stevens. And thank you for watching. See you next time.
Bye-bye.